Welcome back to another Mercs Legion War Recap video. First, I'd like to apologize that this video is coming out so late. I ended up getting rather sick, and I didn't think you wanted to hear me coughing and hacking throughout the video. So now that I'm better, let's get into it. Back in war number 14, we went up against a clan that found us online through our YouTube channel. This time we were paired up against Shottas, a clan that we found online. In my opinion, I found that a little interaction with the other clan before or during the war makes it a little bit more enjoyable. Shottas looked like a tough clan with their 158 war wins and level 7 clan perk, but we learned that we can conquer high stats. This war was back and forth with Shottas able to push a small lead at the end that we couldn't come back from. They had some very impressive attacks, but so did we. As war ended, we received a nice compliment from them saying that we came closer to winning than a lot of other clans do against them. That's what I'm talking about, folks, as far as a little interaction. If we had not found them online, this would just have been a tough loss. But because there was some dialogue back and forth, it made the loss feel a little less bad. We did have some stellar attacks in this war that kept this score close throughout the entire war. So let's get into this recap. This first attack we're going to show you is by Mrs. Butterworth doing a Go Wee Wee attack. One of the reasons I wanted to show you this base isn't because it's a Town Hall 9 beating up on a Town Hall 8, but it's because you can start looking for similarities in base designs. Is this a net base? No, but it's extremely similar to another one that we've had in previous videos called quad compartments. You've got these 4 smaller compartments around the central plus or cross. If you can find these similarities, taking out a base like this, it becomes less of a challenge. This also has some very obvious trap locations. However, this was the first attack, so we didn't know whether there would be a giant bomb, a double giant bomb, or a Tesla. So it made a lot of sense taking 8 witches. All those Larrys can run ahead, defuse the traps, and once that's done, this is an easy base to take out as a Town Hall 9. This attack works also when you can keep your Barbarian, King, and Golems out in front of your Wizards and Witches. If they stay in front, they start taking the damage from the defenses, while the Larrys go and defuse traps, pick off the buildings, and the Wizard and Witches can shoot over the walls into these small compartments. One of the little differences here that I kind of like about this setup is the fact that these small compartments aren't completely closed off. Why is that a good thing? Well, then that means that the golems don't have to beat on a wall. They can take a longer path around into the little compartment. So you're changing the path of your attacking troops just by the way you set up your base. So compliments to K614 Pavel 101. Nice job. Alright, so once this attack gets underway, the golems have made their way inside through the central plus design. The Wizards and Witches are able to shoot over the wall, and pretty much once the center plus is taken out, the rest of this base is extremely easy to take down, especially with 3 golems, one of them being Max from his clan castle. So, excellent choice of troop, Miss Butterworth, and excellent job seeing what type of army can be used to defuse a base where you don't know where the traps are inside the base. So, I hope this taught you a little something. Look at the style of the base. Have you seen this before? How did somebody take out that style of base? How can you apply that to your attack on this very similar style of base? So, awesome job, Mrs. Butterworth. Let's go on to attack number 2. Attack number 2 comes to us from Karl, who is our famous La Lune attacker, and he's still helping me learn a few things about how to do a really successful La Lune attack. If at all possible, try to get the clan castle lure. In my practicing, I've noticed that the times that I get a clan castle lure, the attack goes a lot smoother. In the times that I can't get that clan castle lure, it's a much harder 2 or 3 star attack as I practice. So, gets the clan castle lure out, and just like in the old days of lightning bolts, trying to group them up so they all can fit into this poison spell that he's going to drop. If you can, take a few moments to take them out before starting your attack. You don't want to drop the poison spell, then another troop is going to pull all those troops inside the poison spell toward your attacking troops. So take a moment, take out the clan castle troops first before starting your attack. One thing that Karl does really well in this attack is he drops his loons spread out over a large part of the base. One of the points of doing this is to try to take out as many of the air traps as possible. You don't want these air mines and air bombs to take out the balloons. You want them to try to weaken your lava hounds so that way when they pop a little sooner, and the bombs don't take out your high power hit point troops such as your balloons. So once the Hounds come in. Balloons come in next. He drops the rage spells in between them and the air defenses. This is something I'm trying to work on also. The perfect placement of a rage spell is in between where your loons are and the edge of the air defense. You want to rush them in and keep them raged for a few seconds for them to drop that first level of bombs on the air defense. Takes it out rather quickly. Then once the hounds start moving on to the second level of air defenses, drop your rage spells, take the balloons, push them in towards those air defenses, boom, they go down, and then it's just a lava pop's job of taking out the rest of this base. One of the things that Karl did in this one also is he didn't bother with the Archer Queen. Some people are so fixed on how do I take out the Archer Queen and the Clan Castle. Well, if you do it right and the Archer Queen is really close to some of the defenses, the balloons are going to take out the Archer Queen anyway. Or if you rage up the balloons and lava pups around the Archer Queen, they will take out the Archer Queen also. So don't think that it's always, have to get the Clan Castle and I have to get the Archer Queen before starting the attack. If you plan it right and the base is set up correctly, you can take out the enemy Archer Queen during your Laloon attack. This third attack we're going to show you is by Prattzilla going up against the number 1 alpha of the top shooters. One thing that I'd like you to notice is the type of army that he's bringing is huge. There's so much going on here in his army that we can just strictly call this a hybrid attack. He's going to start off with a golem based attack at the top, dropping in his golem plus the Clan Castle golem to start taking the damage, and then using his wizards and witches to create this funnel so that way a majority of his troops are going to go into the base. He only needed to bring 2 wall breakers to get into that wall. If you don't need 4, don't take 4. If you only need 2, only take 2. In a hybrid army like this, space is limited, so take exactly what you need and plan your attack out well. He drops a quad quake spell, which is perfect place because it's going to open up 4 compartments into 1 large compartment. And then he's going to start dropping all of his spells. The heal comes down to take his troops up in health. He's going to drop the poison spell to take out the enemy Clan Castle and Archer Queen that's engaged. And then he drops his rage spell to boost his troops to take those things out rather quickly and easily. All of his spells went into the kill squad in this one. He didn't wait. He didn't save it for later in the attack. Its job was simply take out the enemy Archer Queen, take out the enemy Clan Castle. Over on the left side, he dropped 1 giant to start tanking some damage for the hogs that he sent in. And it's great because it's able to help take out a few of these air defenses. Over on the bottom part of the base, there are a lot of ground defenses. So this is a perfect place to send in a couple of balloons. We call this 1-for-1ing. If he can send in 1 balloon or 2 balloons to take out a defense, they've done their job extremely well. Hogs come in over on the right side to help to finish taking out any of the air targeting defenses as the balloons make their way in towards the Teslas. Now, if you look at what he has left is just a couple of wizards, and he's able to spread those out around the base as cleanup. This was an example of an amazingly planned out attack. He knew that over on the left side he could easily get to air targeting defenses if he used hogs. So send in a giant, then the hogs take those out. That leaves a lot of room for your balloons to take out the ground targeting defenses on the bottom part of the base, and then you send in the hogs over on the right side to take out any of the remaining air targeting defenses. Something I hope that we can all learn from this style of attack is that you don't have to take all balloons or all hogs for the backside of your attack. If you plan it right and take exactly what you need, a hybrid attack like this can be super powerful. So excellent job, Prattzilla, on 3-starring the number 1. The last thing I want to show you is that if you are a low-level Town Hall 9 looking to clean up a max Town Hall 8, look at where the air defenses are. If those air defenses are really close together, you can take them out with a double BBQ. What I mean by that is 4 bolt spells and 1 quake spell. What's great about this is that they're close enough together, the 2 bolt spells will be able to weaken each air defense rather easily, and then the 1 quake spell will target both of the air defenses and take them down. So how close do they need to be? Well, let's look here and I can show you how close they need to be. As you can see here, the width of the quake spell is about the distance from 5 tiles left to right. A great way to judge this is by looking at the space around a town hall. Looking at the grass, that's about how wide the quake spell is going to do its damage. So now let's move that line to where these 2 air defenses are and see if they're close enough. Because they are close enough, the 2 lightning spells will take a big chunk of the damage, and the quake spell could reach both of them if they both don't go down with just the lightning bolts. So let's take a little time to recap what we've learned so far. We saw with Miss Butterworth attack that a base can look very similar to a net base but not be one, but we can still use the same principles of attacking that net base to tackle this homebrew style of base. We also saw with Karl's La Lune attack that we probably should send in our hounds in different areas to get rid of as many traps as possible, and then send the loons in directly behind them so that way they can start taking out the defenses as soon as possible. And then with Prattzilla, we saw how very careful planning and using a wide variety of troops can very successfully take down even some of the toughest Town Hall 9 bases. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'd love to hear your comments about the video down in the comments below. This is Eureka Havoc from Mercs Legion, helping you to clash without fear.